See if I can get this. I think I'm a little sideways or crooked, but I can't get this. Oh wait, that might be better. Hello everybody, happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great day. I hope you're not dragging ass too bad from the Super Bowl yesterday. And let me tell you, because this morning I had a hard time getting up. We had crazy amount of coyotes around our house last night, like all night long, just howling. Like they were probably in our front yard. So I was up a lot and I couldn't really sleep in, I couldn't really get out of bed when my alarm clock went off, but I got myself up, I got moving, and I definitely feel a lot better now. If I wanted to come on live yesterday, but I just didn't have the chance to, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the Super Bowl and about like how you should navigate your food choices and stuff. So since I wasn't able to jump on and talk about it then, I'm going to tell you this. If you ate all the things, if you drank all the things, if you did whatever the hell you wanted to do, because that's what I would have told you to do yesterday, just move on. Just have a new day. Everything is fine. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about the halfway mark of me in this program and some things that I went through last week. And I just like telling my story and explaining to you guys the lessons that I have learned, because I really think that it will help a lot of people, because I see this happen all the time. So if you guys are jumping on live, can you say hi? Can you let me know where you're coming from? Maybe tell me what the weather is like where you are, because here it is rainy, but I know it's not as cold as it is all over the country. So if you guys are watching the replay, can you drop a hashtag replay in the comments below so I can come back and say thank you for watching? So at the beginning of this year, we're going to go into a little bit of a story time, but there's going to be a lesson in it. And if you guys have questions for me, you can drop them in the comments below. The beginning of this year, my husband and I, we embarked on a new journey with a new program. It's the program you see us working out with the STEP. We posted our pretty much halfway mark transformation or progress pictures on Friday. But before Friday came, I should back up all the way back to December, when I decided to every year I set goals and I set priorities for myself, and I decide how I want my year to look. I decide how I want to feel. I decide how I want to move through things. And I have been on a really long health and fitness journey. At this point, it's obviously something that never ends. But at the point in my journey, I came to this point where I didn't want to, make this feel like a struggle, or make this feel like something that I was always like yo-yoing around and stuff. And last year was a huge pivotal year for me as far as learning that I could get results on my own. I didn't need drugs or any quick fixes or anything like that. It was awesome because I went 100% all in on a really tough program, and I loved doing it. I loved following the meal plan. It was actually really easy. I did it for 93 days, got the best results of my life. And then after that, I kind of went through a journey of trying to figure out how I wanted to continue on with that journey. Going all in, going 100% in isn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so I kind of played around with a few things, and then in December, I made the decision of I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, but I'm not going to do it. I don't have to be all in. I don't have to restrict things. I can live my life. I can have the results, and I can have the life I want to. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I know that's what a lot of women are striving for. And so, in my head, if I see a need for something that other women want, I'm going to try to figure out a way to create that so I can help other women do the same thing. So I go into this program. I'm following the meal plan pretty closely, but I'm also just allowing myself to do what I want. The weekends, I've just been doing whatever. And that could mean anywhere from eating bad food, like we had chicken and waffles last weekend, and I think the weekend before that. But I just kind of let myself relax on the weekends. And at the beginning of last week, we've been doing this 20-minute program. I was actually really nervous about it because I had been working out with really heavy weights all last year, from 45 minutes to an hour workout, 5 to 6 days a week, and switching to a program that had no weights, that was 20 minutes a day. I'm like, I'm going to lose my results, or I'm not going to get any. And especially with not following, like, all of these limiting beliefs came up. Like, I need to be following a plan 100% in order to see results. I need to be cutting out wine. I need to be maybe doing double workouts because the workouts are only 20 minutes long. Like, all of these things were going through my head. But I really wanted to create this sustainable lifestyle for me. And so for the first 2 weeks, I kind of just did whatever. And then the third week came and I started to feel like I wasn't seeing results. The scale was going up the same 5 pounds. I range from 148 to 143 right now with this program. The first week I lost 5 pounds, and then since then it's gone up and down. And I understand what people are going to say, don't worry about the scale. I personally use the scale as a tool, nothing else. It's just a form of measurement. I have no attachment to it, none of that thing. It's just something that I use as a tool. I also use pictures as a tool and sometimes measurements, but I didn't take measurements for this. I use how I feel in my clothes. I use how I actually feel like as far as my energy. I am no longer like on a journey for creating an outer shell that looks a certain way. I am on a journey to have confidence. I am on a journey to feel awesome, like have awesome energy and just like radiate that out into the world. And if my body follows and my outer shell looks a different way, that's great, but that's not the only thing that I'm focusing on. So, last week I got to a point where all of those old things, I started focusing on that outer shell actually. I started focusing on, I need to maybe dial it all in. I need to restrict my wine. I was at a point last week where all these limiting beliefs were creeping back in so hard that I was going to give up wine until we went on the cruise because it's only 48 days away. I was going to maybe start doing double workouts. I was going to go all in with the nutrition plan. And I think it was about Thursday night. I was like, fuck this. This isn't what I want to do because this isn't the intentions that you set. Yes, you set the intentions of getting in amazing shape and maintaining that and sustaining that. What you're saying you're going to do is not sustainable to your lifestyle. And you know that you're just feeling that I need that quick fix right now. I need it to happen quickly because we're going on this cruise and stuff. And so Friday morning, we had planned to take our progress pictures and we took our picture, we did our workout and I was actually feeling really good Friday morning, like energy high, all these things. And we took our pictures and I still had those other thoughts in the back of my head. Like, I'm going to go all in next week. Like it was draining. It was something I didn't want to do, but I had convinced myself that I had to do it. And if I didn't do that, I wasn't going to see any results. So Friday morning, woke up. I actually, sorry guys, but TMI, it was the start of the monthly girl thing. So you all know how you feel in those mornings. And I'm like, I don't want to take my freaking progress pictures. This is going to be ridiculous. Like I haven't been following meal plan 100%. I've been doing whatever I want on the weekends, all the things. So I took the pictures and I was freaking ecstatic. Like it wasn't a lot of change, you guys, but it's been 3 weeks. And like when I put the bathing suit on, like in person, like it didn't matter what came out of my pictures because that didn't matter. When I put it on, I could tell. Like if you are a bigger chested woman, you know that when your bra fits right or your bathing suit fits right, that you are losing inches, that your body fat is going down. So I put that bathing suit on. I was like, holy crap, that fits. Like I have totally been seeing results. So I took my pictures and I edited them and put it all up. And I was just so happy because I proved myself right. Like I proved to myself that I could enjoy my life, that I could have the wine when I wanted to. And I don't have to follow a meal plan 100% in order to see results. Are the results going to be slower than if I did? Yes. But I'm okay with that. Because I feel amazing. I do not feel like I'm missing out on things. Like I've been watching my time hop from last year, and even though I really enjoyed going through that program 100%, I definitely missed out on things because I just didn't want to put myself in the situations. Like I missed out on Super Bowl because I didn't want to go anywhere where there was temptation. I missed out on going out to dinner with friends or going and doing things with friends because I didn't want any temptation. And that's not the way I want to live my life. I'm not saying that I'm just like, oh, you can do whatever, you can eat whatever, and then you're going to see results. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying making conscious decisions based on the way you want to feel and still being able to live your life and see the results. And that's exactly what I have proved to myself over these 3 weeks. And so needless to say, I'm very impressed with this program. My husband's seeing awesome results. He hasn't even done all of the workouts because he was sick for a week. And the point of all of this is you have to trust the process. I'm used switching over to 20-minute workouts that I have to trust the process. But the old Ashley would have switched it up last week and would have just like gone balls to the wall or tried to figure out a way to get these results faster. But now that I'm celebrating it and I feel good, like I'm less stressed, which if you can be less stressed and less overwhelmed with your journey, then that's when your body relaxes and it actually like will show up the way you want it to show up. And so the thing is if we don't trust the process, and I see it so many times, we do not give ourselves enough time to say this is working, this isn't working. Like when I did the program last year, the first month I didn't lose anything. It was like insane. I had lost like, I think it was like 3.5 inches off my waist, but I had like, my weight did not do anything. And so for me, that's how I broke my scale, like addiction or my scale, where I had an attachment to my scale was last year when I did that program. And I had to learn to trust the process. And I had to learn that, you have to follow through with things. You have to give things 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year of being consistent to see what you want to see. So if I would have chosen to go all in this week, if I would have chosen to say that I'm not going to have any wine or I'm going to cut out alcohol or whatever for the next 3 weeks, that would not be trusting the process, because that was not my intention for this year. And so I'm glad that I did trust the process. I'm glad that I didn't commit to doing that. And I'm glad that I'm just going to continue on to doing what I'm doing, because like I said, the results might be slower, but I feel better and I'm more happy. And I know that like I will get to where I want to be and feel the way that I want to feel by doing it this way. And that's what I want to teach other women how to do is it doesn't have to be this like huge thing where you feel so overwhelmed that you don't even take any action. I posted yesterday that the day after the Super Bowl is actually the day that people start committing to their diets or their fitness or whatever. And I think it's because everybody gets so overwhelmed. You're like, well, I have this and this and this and this. I can't do that. Yes, you can. And you can navigate it. And you can still make, good choices, but still live your life. And when you get to the point where I'm at, it feels so freaking good, because you are able to actually say, okay, do I really want this? Is this really what's going to is this going to make me feel good right now? Is it going to make me feel good later? Yes, no, make the decision to have it. But I don't feel stressed out when my husband calls me on a Friday and says, hey, do you want to go to sushi? Because last year I would have told him no. And I would have missed out on that time with him. Last year, I wouldn't have gone over to my friend's house yesterday and had an amazing time at Super Bowl, because I would have felt like I'd have been tempted to eat something that I wasn't supposed to have. Like you can live a life with food freedom and still lose weight, still see results, still feel amazing. You just have to set those priorities in the right. You have to decide what your priorities are, and you have to base your decision off that person that you are working towards being, and you will get there. So, for me, I picked up my tracker today and I started writing down my food again. I didn't do that all last week. So I'm not saying like, it's just like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I want. No, I still have my habits in place, and I still understand how my portion control containers work and how I can make them work for me. It's just like, I don't have to be all in for that to happen. Maybe you want to say it's like an 80-20 or whatever. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what I'm going through and tell you that if you are trying something, give it some time. Like 3 weeks isn't going to get there, even 6 weeks. This program is 6 weeks long, but I can tell you it's going to take a little bit longer than that. I would say 3 months at the least that you need to trust the process with something. 6 months, that would be even better. A year, that would be even better. At the same point, you also have to know when enough is enough and it's time to switch it up and do something new. That's not what this video is about, but I will give you an example. I did keto for 2 years and I wanted it to work so badly, and I followed it to a T. I did all of the things. I was in ketosis. I did all of it, and I wanted it to work so badly, but I just kept getting more inflamed. I kept gaining more weight, all of this stuff. And I had to finally make a decision 2 years into this journey that I had to switch it up. And it was hard to do, but sometimes we just bang our head against the wall doing the same thing over and over, you know, like the definition of insanity, that we have to change it up. But don't change it up too soon. Take a good look and say, okay, am I really eating the right foods? Am I really getting enough water? And that's why I like this tracker, because you can use the container system if you want, but it's also just like you can just get a journal out and you can just write down what you're eating every single day. I'm not saying measure, I'm not saying calories, I'm not saying macros, I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying take a look back and see, are you really putting the work in? Are you really you know, or are you having wine every single night? Because I will say this, like, even though I have had wine on this journey, it hasn't been like it was before, because I do have goals that I'm working towards. So during the week, I might not have that. Last week, I didn't have any until Friday night. And so when you can have a way to track what you're moving towards and do, you can still have the things you want, but you can still make better decisions. And that's like what this tracker does for you. And it's actually the tracker that comes with the program, and I absolutely love it because I think that it teaches everybody a lot. I think one of the main reasons why people don't continue on with their journeys, or they start and stop, is because they don't understand how their body works, and they don't understand how nutrition works. They don't understand all of these things. And so now that I understand how these things work, and I've been through so many different nutrition programs and diets and different ways of eating, that I know how my body works and I know what's going to work best for me. So tracking is just allowing me to take a hard look and say, okay, next week I need to switch this up, and next week I need to do that. Thank you, Tiffany, because I feel like they are not, but thank you. Somebody else said that the other day. So that's where I'm at with this journey. I am excited to go take on the rest of these 3 weeks, and then we haven't decided exactly what we're gonna do leading up to the cruise, because there's 48 days left, so we'll have a little bit of time in between then in the cruise, and we'll decide what we're gonna do after this. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. I've been talking for too long. I hope this helped you. If you guys are ready to jump in, I do have spots open in my online fit club. Everyone's going to be starting another round of Transform 20 on the 11th. So if you want to do this 20-minute program 6 days a week, and you want me to help you with your flexible nutrition that will be sustainable, shoot me a message. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.